Your mirror will teach you the purpose of God. For you see, when God made man from the dust of the earth, he made him a mirror, a reflection. What God liked about man was he was created in his likeness and in his image. So when God looked at man, he saw himself. And what God has always wanted for humanity is reflection. That's why when Jesus came, he told us to pray after this manner: thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He said, I want you to be a reflection of heaven. Behold, I give you power. Whatever you bind on earth have been bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth have been loosed in. That's mirror talk. 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 When Moses said, God, show me your glory, and he looked at the glory of God until the molecules of his face began to change into what he beheld, because you always become what you look up to. And when Moses began to look up at God, he became the God he was looking at. So much so that the Bible says in Hebrew, his face shone. In the Hebrew, it means glory beams were shooting out of his face when he came down off the mountain. It looked like beams were shooting out his face because his face had molecularly changed into what he was looking at. Whatever you look at is what you become. You cannot be it if you don't see it. And the more you see it, you can be it. And Moses was staring at God and turning into God without death. Transforming into divinity without death before the cross required a veil. Because it wasn't time for it to be revealed what God looked like. And so when Moses comes down off of the mountain, he veils his face so that the glory of God does not yet appear, because it wasn't supposed to appear through Moses. The law was supposed to appear through Moses, but not the glory. The glory was supposed to come through Jesus. And the Bible said, we beheld the wonder of his glory, the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. That means that Jesus is to God what I was to Dexter. They're having a reflective conversation. Jesus is God talking to us through his mirror. No man have seen the Father at any time save the Son, who have revealed him. If you have seen me, come on, you have seen the Father, because I'm in the Father and the Father is in me. This is a reflective analysis, because God has always wanted to see himself in his likeness and in his image. And the reason Satan hated man is because he looked like his daddy. And if you're in rebellion against the Father, you're going to be in rebellion against the Son. So when Satan slithers up on Eve in the garden, he's trying to break the mirror. He couldn't break the Father, so he tries to break the mirror, the reflection of his glory, the express image of his person. Divinity wrapped up in humanity. And we beheld the wonder of his glory, the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. I was looking at Dexter. I was looking at what I was. He was looking at me as an older man at what he would become. He represented my past, I represented his future, and we were staring through time. And when I looked at him, I looked at where I was. And when he looked at me, he looked at what he would become. So when you see the Son, you are seeing God expressing himself through the Son in his likeness and in his image. What does that have to do with the text? I'm glad you asked. It has everything to do with the flood, because this mutated being that had started to be created out of the lust of the sons of God and the daughters of men had created a mutated being that had destroyed the reflection of who God was. And he said, before I'll have my image disrupted, I'll drown them. Because they are not reflecting me.